Hey friends, how's it going? Let's crank this out. We're talking about slope. Slope, if you remember, is called the rise over the run. It's also called the change in y over the change over x. It's also called the rate of change. We're going to explore slope and what that means in terms of like what we call the slope intercept form of a linear equation. The linear equation, it's just a straight line. It represents all the ordered pairs that make a solution to the equation. We're going to investigate that in a wee bit later. Okay, another way to do it is with slope, we do have a formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus 1. You'll remember. Okay, 4 types of slope. We have a positive slope. We could have a negative slope, as in this picture. We could have a slope of 0, or we could have a slope that's undefined. Okay. Slope of 0 is a horizontal line. The slope of undefined gives you a vertical line. Okay, here we go. Find the slope of the line passing through those 2 points. In order to do this, I like to use the formula. Remember, we could subtract the y's minus over subtracting the x's. And until you're like totally perfect on memorizing this formula, I would recommend writing down that every single time. Okay? And then also doing this. That's a y1, x2, x, a y2. Okay? And so now we're going to drop it in for y2, and then y1, and then we're going to drop in x2, 10, and then we're going to drop in x1, 4, and we're going to simplify that. 9 minus 7 is 2, 10 minus 4 is 6. Simplify that, and we get 1 third. On to the next one. Okay, go ahead. Drop in the formula. Again, I would highly recommend you write this down until you memorize this formula. Okay? Then drop this stuff. And x2 or y2, drop it there. y1, drop it there. Y's over x's, remember. x2, drop it there. x1, drop it there. Simplify. 4 minus 2 is 2. Negative 2 minus negative 2 is 0. That one's undefined because you can't divide by 0. So this one's actually going to be, since it's undefined, it's going to be a vertical line. I struggle with spelling vertical, folks. I know it's not. Anyways, okay, so find the slope of the line passing through the point. Again, if you are working this out and you are working to memorize it, I would drop those and go all the way to there. Okay? x1, y1, x2, y2. So then I would pay attention. Okay, so I need y2. y2 is over here, negative 3. y1, right there, 0. x2, right there, 3. x1, right there, 0. Simplify. Negative 3 over 3, reduce is negative 1. That becomes our slope. Remember, it's a rate of change, rise over run, change of y over change in x. It's going to give us kind of directions when we dig into what slope intercept form is. Here we go. One more. If you're feeling like you got it memorized, you could start here and just go like so. Drop in a negative 1. Then we get 0 over 4. And we get 0. That answer is, well, 0. And that winds up being a horizontal line. Okay. We have our slope formula. It's a formula. It's a form. A equals mx plus a b, where m is the slope, okay, which is y2 minus y1, ratio of y's over x's, ratio of the change of y's over change of x's. And then b is the y-intercept. That is where the graph crosses the y-axis, my friends. Y-axis. Okay, so let's dig into what it looks like when we have an equation that is in slope-intercept form. Remember, these lines are a way of getting all the ordered points that represent solutions to the equation. So in this, slope and y-intercept are going to be a ways to graph a picture of all of those points. So in order to do this, we can grab our slope. 4/5, and we can grab our y-intercept of 2. When we deal with our slope, it's our rise over run. It's our change in y over change of x. So we have our change of y, which is 4. We're going to use that number, and that's going to be, say, go change of y's. So that's going to go up 4, and this one 5 is going to say right 5. And those are going to be our directions that we use from our starting point of our slope of 2. When we started our slope or a y-intercept of 2. When we start our y-intercept of 2 and we use our directions from there, we're going to go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put a dot there, and that's going to end up being our connect those dots, and that's going to be our line, and that line is going to represent all of the points that make it x, y pairs that make a solution to this equation up at the top. Okay, here we go. Numero 2. Our slope is going to be -2. We can write that as a fraction because we know our slope is a ratio, and so we want a way to communicate which one's x and which one's y. And our y-intercept is -3. Here we go. On the top, we have our change in y. So we're going to go down to, when it's negative, we're going to go down. But we're always going to go to the right for the most part. Space on our graph. So here we go. We're going to use our y-intercept of -3 as our starting spot, and then we're going to use our slope as our direction. So we're going to go down to right 1. We can keep going if we want. Down to right 1, down to right 1. And now we're going to keep going. And my friends, go ahead and finish up. You're going to see the next video in a second because I'm running out of time. So check out the next video. Peace.